is what is SUSE Manager, what is new in SUSE Manager, the salt minions, that's part of SUSE Manager, and the auditing, as well the migration to a new service pack, as well as how to sync your repositories and channels. The reason why it is very important to actually patch your servers, you need to make a habit of it actually basically reduce your security vulnerabilities, and also to improve your network storage and application performance. On the next
Sorry,
slide.
sorry, Paul, we don't see slides changing.
Okay. See now?
Yes.
Okay, do you see it now? Okay, let me just start my slideshow. You see it now?
I still see Impress. I don't see the slideshow.
Okay.
If you have the PDF open, maybe you can drag it to the screen and then maximize it.
Yeah. Okay.
Still
Okay, it's
see
on the
Impress.
screen now.
I still see Impress.
Now.
I still see Impress.
Let me just stop screen share. Not. Stop.
I still see Impress.
Wait.
Maybe just close the properties here on the right-hand side of the current view, and then you just continue here. Don't do the slideshow.
Just want to close it there.
Yes, let's work like this.
Okay. Anyway, sorry for the technical error. So today I'm going to talk about the deep dive into SUSE Manager. I'm also going to talk what SUSE Manager is all about. Basically, it's a enterprise Linux distribution with everything is into one single tool. As you can see, you need something like SUSE Manager to basically comply to internal security policies and external regulations. As you know, for instance, there's laws you need to comply to. For instance, the HIPAA and medical records law, and the other one is the Federal Privacy Act. As we know, that's the United States law that collects your data by the government. As you can see, SUSE Manager is also now, at the moment, they added that more functionality that's available into the public cloud. Um, there's a few things that I added to SUSE Manager. Um, SUSE Manager depends a lot on the salt bundle, and in the latest version for SUSE Manager is 4.3. Um, it is recommended to install the latest version for more functionality. They basically what I did now is they added the Python libraries that that was they made it actually part of the Salt bundle for more functionality and better performance. Um, there's also a new feature that I also add for the slash live patching. There's actually two ways of doing that. I will recommend doing it using the first option. Before you try this patching option, please make backups or any VMware snapshots when you perform this. The reason why I'm saying that you need to use the first option is because you can maybe it can maybe remove some of your kernel versions, older and newer versions for that specific server or client. That's why you rather need to do it on the first option. The second option is a bit of a manual way of doing it. Um, you need to actually need more expertise information on that and technical documentation so you need to thoroughly read it. As you can see on the second slide, this is the way to do it on the command line. It will show up all your kernel lifecycle for the latest patching channels. You will obviously on the second part of the slide, you will first need to add the live patching channels for that specific opera that service pack before you can use this option. Um, there was also new clients that was added, which is which I think is very neat. For instance, the last two clients, the Debian and the Ubuntu clients, as well as the Amazon AWS client for Linux that was added to SUSE Manager. Um, this SUSE Linux Enterprise Micro second line is basically it is it's a container basically. It's a container of a lightweight virtualization method. Um, it's multiple virtual environments. It's basically a container simultaneously that's been added into a single host. You can use that option as well. And then the brain of SUSE Manager. That's where everything takes place. Salt minions. Um, the salt minion is basically to deploy critical updates. So basically, what's going to happen if you're going to create a bootstrap from the bootstrap when that specific bootstrap will run from the activation key. That activation key is basically being added by the salt master on the server itself, and then that's been executed to the salt minion on the server or the host or the client. And you can do it in two ways. This is the first way and the easiest way to do it in the user interface for SUSE Manager. You can see this, the activation key for the specific service pack that's been created in the beginning of when you start up um, executing the bootstrap minions. The second slide for the salt minions, you can see where the red arrow is. That um, activation key has already been executed and the bootstrap did run successfully. The old traditional way, you did it like this, but you can still use it. I'll sometimes prefer it more when you can't execute that specific bootstrap. This will give you an indication if it's been done successfully or not. Um, so you can use the check the using the ps minus EA to grep to the salt and to see if it's running or not. Then you know you're ready to go. On the next slide, you will see you can decide what state or do you want to leave the salt minion. If you want to actually add a salt minion, it's always in a pending state. If everything is okay in the host, you can say yes, good to go. Otherwise, you can delete and start all over again. So from here, you're going to schedule the updates. There's different ways of scheduling the updates. You can actually do it manually. You can store it at any time, but the preferred way of doing this is basically to go and select the client or the host, select SSM. There's an option of selecting that, add it to the system set manager, SSM, that's what it stands for. If you bring up the client on the right hand side, there will be a SSM option where you can add it. It will, under the schedule patch update, if you go to system, then you will see the host sitting there, and you can basically go and start scheduling the patches. And under the scheduler, there's a pending option where you can immediately see if the patches has been executed or not. You can see it on the next slide. That's what I explained to you now. From here, you can see the options. You can select the patch that you added. From here, you can see if it's been executed or not successfully. You can see there's the time and the date when it was scheduled. Did it succeed, failed, is it pending, and how many of the patches has been added to the server or the host. As you can see, this is the SSM option I just explained to you. On the next slide, I rather prefer to do patching in groups. There's an option to create your different groups. In this example, I use the Vibe group. All the servers, as you can see, and the systems, there's two of them at the moment. That's Vibe servers. They're probably going to need the same patches. If it fails here, you can immediately group and say, okay, I've got Vibe servers and there's problems on the patches. So what you can do is you can start all over by creating a new bootstrap. And you can go back to your channels and you can say, for instance, if you go to your log files and you can see, okay, I have a problem with my Python patches. I can reconfigure it. I don't have to add the patch for, say, for instance, the Python or the legacy repositories. I don't need them. So I can create a new bootstrap and try again. But at the end of the day, you can actually this is sort of a troubleshooting. Your troubleshooting can be minimized if you create more groups and you can differentiate the different systems in one group. Okay, auditing. This is also a nice feature on SUSE Manager. Obviously, we all know about the common vulnerabilities that expose list that's got different identification numbers. In this example, this example for today, there's a 32182 vulnerability that was in SUSE, in the SUSE products. So all you need to go is to select the CVE audit option in SUSE Manager. As you can see, I've added the number in there and it will actually show you at the moment there's two, for instance, two hosts. The one is not affected by the patch and the other one is already been patched. So from here, you can work your way down. The servers or the host that's been affected, you obviously need to patch against this vulnerability. So the next slide that's actually where you get the CVE details for you can go to this URL and you can search for SUSE and all the vulnerabilities that was reported. This is one of the top features, I will say, in SUSE Manager. This feature you don't get. I don't think you even don't get this feature in other products as you get it in SUSE Manager. It will save a lot of time for you, and you will even when you use this product migration, we actually can update to a new or upgrade to a new service pack. Um, you can use the web interface for that. So obviously, before you start, you need to prepare your service pack. For instance, you're gonna upgrade, migrate from service pack 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. You need to patch that server. Needs to be on the latest updates. That needs to be added, and the latest available service packs needs to be there. The upgrade is controlled by Yast and AutoYast and not Zipper. Just take note of that. You can see here that when you select software product migration, it will immediately tell you if there's any errors or if you can proceed or not. On this example, we're gonna migrate from Service Pack 3 to 4. Um, what you can do before you migrate, right? Do a dry run. This will attempt all action, but not any changes that will take place to a live system. So from here, it will actually tell you if you can migrate or not. Obviously, you will also need backups and make a VMware snapshot just to be sure and safe. If your dry run has run, it will also tell if it's completed or not. Under the events or in the history option, you will see information of if the migration can take place or not. So from here, you can continue. Obviously, if everything is good to go, and at the end of the day, your server will be migrated in a minimum time than what you will do on a physical server by doing it the normal way. Um, so I will definitely. I've been using this migration option a few times and it works like a charm. Repositories and channels. Um, if you start off with your SUSE Manager server, the first thing, the first option will be actually to just see that all your channels are in sync. You need to bring all your channels into sync. If it's not into sync, you can go to the terminal, go to varlog or rhn repository sync, and you run the command to physically see if everything gets into sync. This option takes a while, but um, after everything's in sync, as you can see in the just underneath the terminal port, you will can see there if all your channels are on sync, you're good to go. Um, what what you can do is you can also visit you can obviously go to the documentation and get more information there. There's a lot of under the forums as well. There's a lot of solutions of what you can use if you run into trouble. You can also ask SUSE or even NETCB for support, and we will help you, my colleagues, and I will help you with any problems you run into. I just want to know, is there any questions? Um, the reason why I say SUSE Manager is better than RMT, I don't know if you guys all have been using RMT. RMT only the functions and the its limit to some of the functionalities it's limited than in SUSE Manager you can do more as what you can do in RMT. Okay. I don't see any. I just want to see.
No, I don't see any questions here.
Okay.
No, that's great. No, I love SUSE Manager. It has all those added functions where you can do a dry run and you can keep track of what gets updated, and the reporting on that, of course, is superb.
Yes,
Shows
definitely.
you, shows you scores of information about where your servers are at, nice visual indicators as well.
Yeah, and can you maybe see my live screen?
Now
Can you
I'm
see
still
that?
looking at Impressia.
No, it's fine. Um, okay, sorry for that. The the other way of using the slides, but I hope you learned something, and I'll see you some other time. I'll speak to you at a time. Don't be scared to let us know if you run into problems. Okay, thank
Excellent.
you.
Keep well. Bye.
All right.